Good morning, church. I'm Lee.
I'm Justin.
And we today get to present to you our first project that we're doing as a church under our leadership. So we took over the church in 2018, and what a privilege and what a history that our church has had over the decades. It's been quite a phenomenal story, and there's so many testimonies that come out of our church, and it encourages me every time I hear about it. The one we're going to focus on today is in 1992. Pastor Mike and Julie Smith bought the land that we're currently on. And then in roughly about 1994, this church, it looked different at the time, but this church was built. So many decades ago, this church was established here in Dingley Village. At the time, they believe the building, the land and the project costed around $800,000. We had to go back in the archives to try and get those figures. And since then, obviously, we've renovated, we've added Echo Community, the classrooms, we've done lots of work to that. And we've got it's encouraging that today, when we took over in 2018, we were handed over beautiful facilities, an incredible church, and a firm foundation of what God was doing in this place that we could continue to build upon.
So yeah, we're so thankful for the past and what Pastor Mike and Julie and Pastor Mick Aegis and the other leaders and the guys that were running the church then did and saw and dreamt and planned and took a whole bunch of risks, which is amazing, and we're thankful for that. And the cool thing about all that is that we're actually standing in and living in their dreams of what they were believing for. And Lee and I are very much present future leaders, where we want to be aware of what God's doing and saying right now, like today, tomorrow, Sunday, next month, but also what's he saying and doing about the future. What does he want to do through us, through the people here, on this property? So we're leaning into both. What's he saying now, but what's he also saying for our future? So that gives us a great privilege and responsibility to dream with him about now, but also dream with him about the future and what he wants to do.
With that being said, we are so thankful for what the generation before did, and some of you are sitting in this room and you paid a part in that. You sacrificed, you gave, you painted, you built, and you laid that foundation for us today. And now we get the privilege to plan ahead and build and continue building on that foundation.
We've got lots of big ideas about this property and what we could do. There's so much potential. We've got 9 acres here. We're on the bypass. It's phenomenal. It's such a blessing. And one of those ideas is that we actually build a generations wing that houses our creche, our kids, our youth, our young adults, and calling it something like a generations wing. Like out the back, there's so much room, there's so much space. It's a bit old, it's a bit tatty, but it's doing the job for now. But we really believe that we can upgrade it and build something of excellence that our current kids can use and be taught in and encouraged in, but also the kids to come. We've had so many miracle babies, and how good would it be for us to build something phenomenal that they can actually step into, from creche to kids to youth to young adults. Just so good.
That is just one idea that we have for this land and the future and the property. But to make that happen, we need to pay off our current mortgage. We need to become debt-free and have a clean slate for them to be able to start building for the future and building a generations wing that's going to bless the generation to come. So what is exciting is in 2018, I'm going to read this, in 2018 when Justin and I took over in February, the current mortgage, so we were at $800,000. We've done more works, we've been paying it off over the last couple of decades. When we took over in 2018, the current mortgage was $106,469. So what a blessing that was, what a gift that was, you know, not having that pressure of a massive mortgage and coming in and stepping into this church. And for everyone that gave and partnered with that, thank you so much. A couple of months after we took over, we had to pay some staff members out, and so we did increase that to $116,403. So, you know, that was a bit of, but, you know, that's our only expense, that's our only payment that we have to pay on. Now, over the last 4 years, without even trying, and we've had other expenses that we've had to do. We had to buy equipment to go online. We've had to do upkeep of the property as well as everything else, our normal bills and expenses. But over the last 4 years, without even trying, we've been able to pay the mortgage down to, at the start of this financial year, it was down to $59,782.
Nice.
How incredible is that, church? Like, just by giving and seeing God's faithfulness as a church, we've been able to make some big payments off the mortgage and see that, almost halve. We've almost halved that in 4 years' time. Our goal right now, the big project right now, is to actually pay this mortgage out this financial year, is to become debt-free
Easy.
this financial year.
Hey, we're going to be calling this project Prepare. So paying off the mortgage, being debt-free, which is really going to set us up to dream big, to plan, and to do these things on the property that we feel the Lord highlighting. It's going to be great. Hey, when we started talking about the idea of paying off the mortgage, and I was dreaming a whole bunch, and I was over at Bethel for a couple of weeks in May. I was in the prayer chapel in between the Sunday morning and the Sunday night service, and I felt this word prepare around this paying off the debt and also the planning for the future and doing some building projects. Felt the word prepare really strongly. And I felt that Sunday night specifically, there was going to be a song sang in the worship set at the night service, and prepare was going to be highlighted. So I got to the service and I forgot about my notes, and then Hannah Waters, our friend, was leading worship, and she started singing Prepare, and a whole bunch of spontaneous prophetic moments where she just leant into prepare and sang it out for about 10, 15 minutes. And I laughed to myself and took some more notes and really felt the Lord on that we're going to prepare for what's to come. And what's to come is next week, next month, next year. It's not just generationally speaking, yes, but it's also what we currently, us, our church, you sitting here, you are part of it now, what we get to step into next month, next year, in 5 years, 10 years, and then our kids. So it's not just about the future. We're not just saying, hey, don't worry about you guys, we're just worrying about the future. No. This is about all of us being on this journey, setting it up for us, but also them to come. Because we know that God is doing something significant now, and He's going to continue. And it's a really big deal to plan and prepare His house with excellence, and we want Him to fill it with His presence. So it's both. It's preparing, it's planning, but it's also so that He can just move really powerfully and strongly in those that will come.
This is our church, like this. We are the church, and God is doing incredible things. So this is an invitation for everyone in here to join with us, to partner with us, to sow in with us, to see us, Echo Church, become debt-free. How cool is that? Even just to say that is incredible. For
Good
everything
stuff.
we've got here to be debt-free as a church and walk in that and then set up for the future, which is incredible. I'm inviting you to join us with this. There was a saying when the church initially was built, when they were raising money to actually build the current building right now, and it was, we're not asking for equal money, but equal sacrifice. We're not asking for equal giving, but equal sacrifice. And that slogan I want to challenge us today with is that we've got some people in here that can give thousands and tens of thousands. We've got some people in here that the widow's mites, what you can do. And so the question is not how much. The question is, what's my sacrifice and what do I feel Holy Spirit tell me to do? And that's going to be the saying that we're going to give as we do this project, is let's not go for what's everyone else doing, but what's the sacrifice, what is that I'm going to be doing. Every month, the start of every month, we're going to highlight and celebrate that we're at 59,000, and every month we're going to celebrate what it's dropping down till we get to that zero debt-free figure. So you might be able to give this month, and you might need to save and give in a few months' time, but every month we're going to celebrate what God is doing as a church and the breakthrough and the victory in seeing this mortgage being paid out.
Yeah, and the cool thing is there's no pressure, and God speaks really clearly. Like, you hear His voice. Jesus said it. He said, my sheep hear my voice. He's a speaking God. He's a talking God. He never doesn't speak. He's always speaking. It's one of our core beliefs. So you can just ask Him how much. And when He speaks, you can take that to the bank, so to speak. You can actually be confident that He's not going to set you up to fail. He's not going to set you up to put you in debt. He's not going to set you up to freak out. He's going to speak. It might challenge you, but you can trust His voice and you can trust the amount that He speaks, because when He speaks, grace is released. And that means that He gives you the ability that you didn't have before. So trust that He speaks, trust that you've heard Him, and go with it. Because what's going to happen, you're going to become a magnet for blessing. and being a part of building something with a community of people that we're all dreaming together and wanting him to show up. That's powerful.
Ken Mazzini, who is our new church treasurer, is going to pop up on the screen now and share with us some of the logistics of how we can give and what that looks like. Thanks, Ken.
Hello, church. My name is Ken Mazzini. Today I'm talking to you in my role as Echo Treasurer. And so today I'm here to talk about our mortgage. Basically, Echo Church has a mortgage on this property, a loan, and currently that'll go through, we're paying it out each month, $3,000 a month, and the current schedule is that we'll complete that by the early 2024. So our desire is actually to pay that out quicker. And so that's the reason I'm here today, to actually see how we can actually do that. The reason that we want to pay it out earlier is because at the moment we're paying the $3,000 a month, which we think we can certainly use better paying into the church for activities that we want to do within the church itself and within the community. So how can you help? We have the building fund that we use to pay off the loan from. So the one way that you can help is to actually make contributions into that building fund. So the ways in which you can give to help pay off the mortgage is firstly by scanning the code on the back of the seats in front of you. And that will take you to the Echo Church giving page. And on there you'll find that there's a tithes drop down. If you click on that drop down, you'll actually see the building fund coming up as an option. So that's one way of being able to give. The other way is to be able to use the envelopes that we have in the auditorium. You'll see on the envelopes themselves there is a building fund section which you can also tick. And once you've filled those out, you can put them in the box at the back of the auditorium. For those people that would like to just directly move funds into the account, there's also bank account details on the envelope and also on the online giving. So if you desire to actually move funds directly into the church account, there's that information available for you also. I know the things that come up for me in this sort of circumstance is, yes, where does the money come from? What have I already got personally planned for the money that I have? And I think that's where I can recognise that God's still working in me and where I can start looking at the broader things and how I can help other things around me. And that's where I find, even within Echo itself, where can some of the money that I might have had for my own means, how can I funnel that into or give that to Echo Church to help Echo grow? And so I'd encourage you to just listen to the Holy Spirit, how the Holy Spirit's guiding you, because I think there's probably some people that'll go, aha, that's something I can put money into. So yes, I just encourage you to, allow the Holy Spirit to guide you in this. And if it's something that you desire to do, yes, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks, Ken. Appreciate who you are and what you're doing in this role.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, let's make some bold declarations about this project. I declare that people are going to hear God's voice really clearly, they're going to act on it, and they're going to see him move in ways that they haven't before.
So good.
Thanks.
I declare that this project won't take the whole financial year to pay off, but we're going to do it in a matter of months. And I also declare... Yes, I also declare, God, for provision for finances to pop out of nowhere over people's lives in our congregation, just blessings to overflow. That's unexpected.
Great stuff. Hey, this is exciting. So we're inviting you to be a part of it. Not with us, with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be phenomenal.
Going to be awesome. Thanks, church.
Thank you.